We are here live on the Yard of Streams and YouTube and all of that, and we are doing Wildcard Wednesday. Wildcard Wednesday means, and this is, we got to give credit where credit's due. Eric Frumfelter came up with that idea. It's any beer that you want to bring. And I'm in Louisiana, and I have Mike's Harder Cranberry from Mike's Hard Lemonade Company of Chicago, but it's made all over the USA. I bought a special on it. If you bought 2 cans, it was $3.50 total. So it's a pint can. It says on the side that this is sort of like a law. You have to give a disclosure what it actually is. So it says right on the side, very indiscreetly flavored ale. And it says crafted to remove gluten. It's not gluten-free, but it's heavily gluten reduced. And it's got a date, guys.
That's good.
I can't really make it out because it's got one of those weird dates you can't ever figure out. But at 8%, it shouldn't matter. And the other one I bought was the black cherry, and it didn't taste old. What'd you say, Jeremy?
I didn't say anything. I was just trying to find the date on mine.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you have it. So now going north of me, northwest of me a little bit is Jeremy.
Oh. Yeah, I've got the Squatters Juicy IPA. They're out of Utah. It says fresh squeezed glass of hazy deliciousness, packed with bright citrus aromas and notes of ripe stone fruit. This unfiltered Northeast IPA finished smooth, creamy, and pulp-free. I'm glad they're having pulp-free move. I'm all for the pulp-free movement in beer.
Yeah, and I couldn't get over how they could call it an India Pale Ale at 4%. That just didn't. That didn't.
I got it and didn't realize that I got a pack. A Pick 6 pack, and I did not realize it only had 4%, or it would not have went with me.
Yeah.
I got to get rid of it.
Yeah, I had the same kind of issue. I'm not going to read all the comments because they show up on the screen, so it's easier for me just to post them. Kind of slows things down, but everybody feel free to read the comments. Very good, Bart. Very good. Now we have John Anile from Georgia, so we're still in the South here. And what does this Southern boy from Georgia bring us tonight?
All right. I have got the Kentucky Pumpkin Barrel Ale.
Holy smokes.
Is 10% alcohol by volume. IBUs are not disclosed. It is from Lexington, Kentucky. Formerly Alltech Brewing Company, but now I've noticed that on all call their brewery Lexington Brewing Company now, but it's the same brewery as it's always been.
Yeah, they changed it.
Right. same brewery, just they don't list it as Alltech anymore. This is an ale with natural pumpkin flavor that is aged in oak bourbon. I've had this decided to drink this.
Okay. And before we go on, somebody asked me, they said, could you give previews so people can be alerted when you have upcoming live hangouts? And I said, really, in my case, it's not possible because I never really know when I'm going to do it. I have an idea, but I hate to make a preview and then not do it. And people would be upset. Right. I do the Dawn Busters so people can usually count on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. But then something could happen and I wouldn't do it. These Wildcard Wednesdays are up in the air because I had to work an hour and a half late today extra, so I didn't even know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So I said, well, if we can't do it, we won't do it. I said, somebody else will probably host it anyhow, but it wouldn't be on my channel. So that's why I'm reluctant to make a preview because I just can't count on it. And I know that's not the easiest thing for viewers, but I don't know what else to do. So Johnny Deal Lake, you have a flavored ale. I have a flavored ale. I was thinking about making a video called "If Flavoring's So Bad, Why Is It So Good?" In other words, some people will say, "I'm not going to drink a flavored beer," but then they'll turn around and drink a flavored beer. And so I say, well, if it's good for the goose, it should be good for the gander. So I might make a special video called that. Called if flavoring is bad, then why is it good? Now, going up the East Coast to the Mid-Atlantic states in Brooklyn, New York City, New York, we have Michael Komaroff, and he has an interesting beer which I've never had in my life.
John, have you seen this? This is from Boulevard. It's Space Camper Cosmic IPA, 5.9% and 50 IBUs.
I don't think so. Can you hold it up a little closer to the screen? No, I don't think I've ever seen that one before.
I've seen that one.
So this is from the famous Kansas City brewer that has quite a few good things that we've tried over the
World-class bourbon barrel-aged stout.
I've never seen this one. I know they have some other IPAs. I've never seen this one. I figured it was worth a try. On the top, it says Juicy Hop Blast. But
Too bad, so sad, because we can't get a single beer from that company in Louisiana.
That is really a shame. They have some awesome stuff.
But it's the same with New Hampshire. We don't get Boulevard.
Oh, but the Alltech, oh, excuse me, almost said Alltech. The Lexington brewery beers have been filtered in. I did the coffee barrel. Now in my refrigerator, I have the cream ale barrel.
Ooh, you're gonna love that one. That's an awesome beer.
So it's looking good for getting more of their things. Now, Jesse, Bumpy Road Brewery, he has the Trooper from Iron Maiden from their Peace of Mind album from 1983.
Yes, there's a whole bunch of literature on the back of this. It's interesting. It's war related and its history. And it's fun to read, but I'm not going to try to read all that to everybody, and you guys can all hear my third grade education. But are you wearing an Anheuser-Busch cap, Ron?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah. I didn't know if it was like an American League for baseball, if it was like,
it matched with this black shirt. It matched the black shirt, so I figured, heck, I'll just wear it. But
it's American League Beer Association.
If that's offensive to y'all, I can go get some other black caps, or not wear a black cap at all.
So what I have is it says Robinson's. I'm guessing that's the brewery, Robinson's.
Yeah, they make Christmas beers.
Brewed out of Cheshire, England. It is a premium British beer. I'm guessing it's an ESB. Comes in at 4.7% ABV. It was created with the lead singer of Iron Maiden. And there's no date on this. I looked all over the bottle, the labeling, so I don't know how old this is, how fresh it is. But I did notice that it has 2 British hops and 1 American hop in it. They use Bobec, Goldings, and Cascade. So could be interesting.
I didn't like that beer at first, but the more I drank it, the more I started liking it. But it's got so expensive, I didn't buy it. When I found the 4-pack for $2.88 a can for the 500 milliliter can, I thought, now that's a good deal, but that didn't last. You got a 500 milliliter bottle, correct?
Yes. For my first time ever seeing this beer here, I just found a new craft beer store in New Hampshire, thanks to my wife. So I don't know how she found out about it. But anyway, yeah, it's a interesting store. I have a bunch of stuff I haven't really seen in other stores. The pricing's not too bad. I think this was like, I think I paid like $7 for this, $6.99.
That's kind of high, I guess, but it's kind of high here.
Yeah.
Ronnie, yes. Hey, Ronnie, you ought to join us. Okay. Adam Carl, I'm not going to read all the comments, like I said. Evening, fellas, tuning in from over the pond here in Sheffield, United Kingdom. Hey, whoa, we got foreign viewers, man.
Cool.
Greetings to you in England. Gary says some stuff. All right.
drinking it, you may as well just display it for excitement.
If you
Drink
read
it and then display the empty can. Yeah.
if you read every comment Gary made on my channel, you would get a kick out of it. All right. Here is we're going to review the beers now. I'm going to do mine and we'll go in the order we started. Here is the cranberry. It's very bright pink, orange pink. I reviewed it last year in the solar review. Okay. Forget head of foam.
Now, Ron, is that I'm sorry, I missed the very beginning. I didn't catch what you're drinking there.
It's a flavored ale with natural flavoring and artificial coloring, I think, certified colors. It's called Mike's Harder Cranberry. Mike's Harder Cranberry.
Okay.
It smells like a very tart and acidic product with it's not all cranberry. Well, I guess cranberries can be pretty tart and acidic, so it's sharp, boy. Woo. And then you get an underlying pale malt base, but it's faint. But you can feel it. You can sense it in your nose. Now, my father, if I let him taste this, I would say, "What do you think? What it smells like?" It smells like beer. And if I let him taste it, if I said, "Daddy, try this," he'd taste it and say, "Tastes like beer." It doesn't matter what I give him. He always says that. I'm like, they don't all taste the same, but in his mind they do. He doesn't drink beer anymore. I've had them all them Iron Maiden beers. There's Fungo's comment. I never tried that one. Uh-oh. Made him sick. Okay, now the taste.
Cheers.
Cheers, you all. Whoa. I don't know what it is, but I think Mike's is using it says natural flavoring, but I think they're using the real stuff because the black cherry tasted like they had crushed up black cherries in it. I know it's some kind of extract or whatever. Could be some dehydrated black cherries, but whatever the case, this one, you can taste that cranberry tartness. And it's like they used, and like I said, maybe they used dehydrated cranberries or cranberry extract or whatever, but it tastes like cranberries, which to a lot of people would just be a turnoff because they can't stand cranberries. I like them. It's a high medium body. It's very tart. You get that cranberry. How do you describe it? That sharpness. Or cranberry sour, I guess sourness. And that thing going with those. The finish is pretty medium, pretty dry. It's mostly dry. It's a real good product. I know some people might say, well, it's mass produced. So, well, okay. And I bought it at a gas station. And it was 2 pint cans for $3. So it's $3.84 after tax. But I'm going to tell you, I always call it as I see it. If something's good, I'm going to say it's good. And if it's average, I'm going to say it's average. And if it's bad, I'm going to say it's bad. Now, that's just the platform. That's the program that I follow. But
Good program.
Yeah, that's
right.
a good one.
Some people get angry about it. Like,
Call it
Oh, you're going to get people get angry.
I've told them in comments, would you prefer if I lied and said that I don't like it? I mean, I don't understand the point of doing the reviews if you're gonna not tell the truth. But anyway, oh yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I mean, I would highly recommend it, assuming you like fruit flavored beers. And I don't like fruit juice, honestly. I like wine and I like beer with fruit flavors in it, but for whatever reason. Okay, now on to Arkansas. We have the tropical.
Yes, we have again Squatters GC IPA. I can tell you right now, I didn't know it was 4%, or I would not have bought this. So, and the date, you will look at the date later. That's later in the show before I give the rating. Anyway, it did have a like a 2-finger head earlier, and quickly dissipated. It's white, but with good lacing. You can see the lacing on it. and it looks just like, just lemony, orangish yellow color.
Yeah.
Real hazy, like a New England style. So can't see through it. Definitely unfiltered.
That's
Get
for
a
sure.
nose on it. Very light already. Very light on the smell. But I am getting some of the citrus notes. I don't know about the stone fruit. I know it says stone fruit. I don't catch that. And real bready. Okay, let's take a sip here. See what we got. Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers again.
Man, you wasn't joking. It's very light. This is like somebody took an IPA, a good IPA, and poured like half water in it.
Yeah, my complaint about it was that it was bland. It tastes
Very, very bland. It's good. If it had it tastes like it's too much water in it to me.
Yeah. It's like they cut it with water.
Yeah. And so not getting much, you're getting a little bit of the citrus notes, a little bit of bitterness, just a typical New England style IPA. Not much body on this one at all. Lightly carbonated, it looks like. Might sip a little bit longer on this one. This so far, not my favorite juicy IPA or New England style hazy IPA or whatever you want to call it.
Need to put it in the freezer, let it start forming some ice crystals, skim it off the top, and get you a more concentrated version of that sucker.
A juicy ice IPA, right?
There you go. Yeah.
Put
IPA.
some bourbon in it.
There you go.
Don't tempt me. I'll go do it.
Give it some character,
Something's got to help this.
But
I'll keep sipping on it, and you can go around to whoever.
all right, so we're going to go up to northeast a little bit on interstate, and we're going to get off before we get to Atlanta, and we're going to let John and Dille tell us about his.
All right, so the Kentucky Pumpkin Barrel Ale, it's looks copper to me, almost like a copper appearance. It did pour with like a 2-finger head, which is dissipated. It does have just a little bit of that head. You can see it's kind of lingering around.
Yeah.
No real lacing though. When I swirl it, a little bit of lacing, but it doesn't stay. Some nice bubbles going up the glass. A lot of bubbles. The aroma, pumpkin pie. You're definitely getting the pumpkin pie spice notes.
Well,
It smells boozy. It smells. You get the bourbon notes. You get vanilla. I'm getting a little woody note on the aroma as well. Some of the oak. It almost has a little bit of a graham cracker crust thing going on with it, which is really nice. I found that the Southern Tier Pumpkin had that as well, and I thought that was a nice touch. I'm getting the graham cracker with this one as well. Smells really good. It smells like pumpkin pie in a glass with notes of bourbon. It's really delightful. So cheers, guys. I'm getting into this again.
Cheers.
All right.
Throw some pumpkin in mine. Hurry up.
John.
So very, very sweet. It definitely tastes like pumpkin pie. It's very malty. I'm also getting some caramel notes, some toffee. You do get the vanilla, and the oak follows through on the palate quite nicely. So it's definitely more of a boozy beer. You can tell this is not a sessionable pumpkin beer like your Blue Moon Harvest pumpkin ale or Harvest ale. This one it's definitely got a lot of body to it. It's really almost heavy bodied. Carbonation is medium. It does burn going down a little bit. It definitely has that bourbony type finish almost. It's obviously not like drinking 40% alcohol like a straight shot of bourbon, but it definitely has a warming effect going down. You're getting that burn from the alcohol, but it's pleasantly boozy. It's boozy in all the right ways. You get the, if you like bourbon, if you like bourbon barrel aged products, you probably love this. If you like pumpkin and pumpkin pie, I mean, the combination of those two things, I think Lexington Brewing Company did a really good job with this one. I mean, 10% alcohol, one of these, and you're going to have a good night. I think it's one of the better pumpkin beers that I've had. It's up there with the Pumpkin. Well, the rum-aged Pumpkin is probably my all-time favorite pumpkin beer, which is the Pumpkin aged in rum barrels. This is an interesting take on a pumpkin beer. I really am enjoying it. It's probably going to be in the A range, but I will sip on it a little bit more and give you guys a rating when you come back around.
Did you ever have it before?
Yes, I have had this for the last 3 years, I believe. I bought it every year. I love it. It's one of the better pumpkin beers that I've had. So if you haven't had it, I would definitely recommend it, Ron, or anybody that can get these beers. They do have pretty good distribution, so might be able to find it in your neck of the woods.
I don't know if I can get that or not.
Well, I have a lot of confidence now because if we get into other beers, maybe this one will show up Friday. I know that today I saw some pumpkin beer, 10% pumpkin stout from Missouri showing up. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. I got Mr. Pumpkin from Mother's Brewery.
And that, Jeremy, that's the same one that brewed the stout you sent me.
Yeah. Somebody's getting echo.
Is it me?
Others.
All right, now
It's not
now
bad.
we're going up the coast. I hear some echo for some reason, but we're going up the coast to Michael Kumroff of New York, and he's going to tell us about this beer, which I know I'll never see.
Okay, this is what it looks like in the glass. Let me put it a little closer so you can see it. The head is still there, but it's diminished from the top down to like a very small white head, and it has good lacing and good head retention. It is coming back as I swirl the glass. Let me give it a nose. You get orange, you get stone fruit, you get nectarines, and kind of like an underlying tropical taste as well. Let me take a sip. The taste follows the nose. Again, you're getting citrus, you're getting tropical flavors. The fruit is there. It's good. It just seems like you have that, and then there's nothing much more. I don't know if you've had IPAs like this where you get that first, the nose is okay or good even, and then you taste it and it follows, but then there's nothing very memorable about the way it finishes.
Right.
Turns out to it's an IPA and obviously quality brewed, but this is much like a lot of other IPAs that are out there and not very distinctive or anything amazing.
Oh, I say that all the time. So it's very good, but not. It's very enjoyable and excellent, but not remarkable.
Right, and certainly this is not in the A range. This is definitely going to be below that, but I don't have a final number yet, but I'll sip on it.
Oh, okay. Now, ESB from England. We have the only foreign brewed beer tonight from merry old England. Da 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 da.
Trooper. All right. Yes. This. I'm just going to say the aromas. Well, let me look at it. I haven't even shown what it looked like. When I poured it, it did have that tight white bubbled head. It does have some good clarity. A nice going into that deeper gold coloration. The aromas on this, you get the typical ESB aromas out of this. It's fruity caramel biscuit. You know, it's exactly what most of the ESBs smell like from like Fuller's or any of the other British companies. I'm getting eaten alive by bugs.
They want your beer.
The flavors on this, yeah. Like I stated, I couldn't find a date on this. I don't know if this is like anything to do with the beer being old. The malt note is coming off like cardboard.
It's probably old.
It does have a tad bit of caramel flavor to it. And there's just like a slight bit of a fruitiness in there. It's not as fruity in the flavor as it is in the aroma. A lot more fruit notes coming off there. But then it has this light lasting bitterness. It's kind of like the lighter side of a medium body. And it's got a light carbonation. So yes, we can go back, get everybody's scores. I already got mine written down.
Okay. I am so sick of buying British beers and then come to find out they are old. And I mean old, not like, oh, it's a month out of date. I mean like a year out of date, 15 months out of date. Come on, man. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Whoa.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, now, score time. Score time. Well, I'm going to say this. This beer is really great, and it's dynamite. But if you don't, look, it is cranberry like a
Cranberry and cranberry, huh?
Yeah, it's cranberry like a beer that's cranberry. And if you don't like that tart application, you're going to hate it. Now, I like cranberries, and the tartar better. I like cranberry sauce. I like cranberry non-sauce out the can, whatever type. I am a cranberry aficionado, and that is not a macro. That is not a macro aggression. That's just my opinion.
So on Thanksgiving, you're going for the cranberry.
I'm gonna eat cranberries with turkey, and I might get some Mike's Harder cranberry and bring it to the dinner. And guess how many people will agree to try it?
There you go.
Your daughter will try it.
None of them.
Nobody will.
Might. Actually, might. She might because she's more. The rest of them will say, nah. Well, anyway, I won't care. I remember back in 1996, I brought that Budweiser Christmas beer to Christmas, and I brought the Coors Christmas Silver, and they looked at me like I was out of my mind. And I never saw those again either. I was so disgusted. Hold on, I'll show you real fast.
I have never actually heard of those. Wow.
I
How
felt
did I miss out on this?
These are cult classics.
These are cult classics coming to you live on the internet.
These were out 1 year, and that's it.
Are you serious? Is that the Bud one or the
23 short years ago? 23 short years ago, I was at Thanksgiving and Christmas. I bought these around here. It's called Winter 1996. There's some glare. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, I can see it better there. Winter Brew. That is not from Bud, right?
Oh yes, it is.
Jay, I think
that
was done 1 year, and I guess it didn't sell well because it didn't come back.
I have never seen that in my life.
They were selling it every year in St. Louis. It's called Special Winter Brew Beer. It says, enjoy the robust flavor of this rich lager beer. It's called Brewmaster Seasonals from St. Louis, Missouri. I saw that on the store shelves. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm buying this 6-pack. Let me just show you that. And it says, excuse me, rich, flavorful lager that's perfect for all the celebrations of the season. And that was it's a little statement by a man named Gerhard Kramer, the head brewmaster. And it's a non-returnable bottle. And I said, it's got the born on date, guys. It's got the date. It's got the date, guys. It was born on October 29th, 1996.
Wow. That is crazy.
And that was so good. I drank this lager, and I was like, this is what beer is supposed to be about. And I was telling the rest of my family, y'all want to try it? You're like, get out of our face. We drank Bud Light and Coors Light.
They slapped you with a Bud.
They drank all the good stuff.
No, is that an empty bottle or is that one actually a full
That's what I
bottle?
was gonna ask. But
Oh, no. It's empty. I drank all 6, but
no, would it?
A full bottle of that. Could you just imagine what it might go for?
I don't know. But who would want to buy it?
$10. It'd probably go for $10.
Well, okay, we're going to go on with the show. But at that very same year, during that very same year,
They went to Christmas beer war.
during
Right.
that very same year,
96 still.
oh, it's always backwards. So
Yeah.
We're getting caught in the glare.
Yeah, I can see a little bit of it.
okay, let's try this. It's so hard to see white on white.
October.
Ooh,
Coors October.
Coors?
Yeah, I see it.
Wait.
Wow.
Where's Winterfest?
Winterfest.
A Winterfest. Oh,
What in the world? Ale.
wow.
Coors making an ale. Yeah, wow.
This is why I use these things as evidence when people say those companies, they're just trying to get into the craft beer movement. I'm like, where were you in 1996? Okay,
That's wild.
this is for the 1996-97 winter season. Ale, brewed once a year to celebrate the season. All right, and it says, I think it was like a spiced ale. It was like an ale with like some kind of holiday spices, kind of like Samuel Adams Winter Lager, but it was an ale. But I said, oh yeah, it was so good, and it was strong. I think it was like 7%, if I remember right. So I was like, oh yeah. And then I never saw it again. I was like, every year I'm gonna buy these 2 and I'm gonna drink them, and I never saw them.
That was the last time, first and last time. Huh?
I know. So I've been having 23 years of disappointment. Gary. Gary.
Especially when it's a free cigarette, right?
Yeah, Tennessee vodka. I never have gotten that. All right, on with the show. Sorry for that. I just had to interrupt it because I always get excited about those kind of things.
That is cool. I've never seen that before. So, wow.
And it tastes so good. Now, Jeremy, what do you score that? Oh, what do I score this? I got
You score first.
I got so excited. It was like a macroaggression. I forgot. All right.
How do you score your cranberry beer there?
Well, 96,
Oh,
96 out of 100.
wow.
It's got such, and I'm going to tell you why. It's got 8% alcohol, benefit number 1.
Ooh, cool.
2, it's got nice body, benefit number 2. Benefit number 3, it costs me a 2 can, $3.84 after tax. That's 32 ounces for $3.84 after tax. 4th benefit, it tastes so strongly of cranberry and tartness and juice and all of that. So I like it. It's a winner. And I don't even know why I'm giving it a 4% deficit, but I like it. I would recommend it.
I have to try that one.
Right. And there's a lot to be said for food coloring.
Oh, that's natural, right? All that.
Natural flavoring. Natural flavoring. But, all right, now on to Jeremy. I can't wait to hear this score.
Well, sometimes you hit it out of the park. Sometimes you like a bunt and you get thrown out real quick.
Yeah.
This is kind of like a bunt. Not a very good one. I might have to give this an 82. This may be the lowest score I've given a beer in a long time. I feel like Alex, because mine stays in that sort of the lower A to the middle B range, but this is getting a B minus. Now, the only thing that can make it better is if it's either going to make it better or worse is putting mango in here. It's the only hope we got.
It's in big trouble.
Yeah, I don't know if mango would even help this. So yeah, it's just too light, and 4%. It's for craft beer, I'd rather drink a Michelob Ultra. It's like a Michelob Ultra with some IPA flavoring in it. That's what it's like to me. It's real light. Which is
Yeah,
nothing wrong.
I'm with you, Jeremy. I cannot stand these session IPA, these watered down IPAs, lagers and stuff, light lagers. They're okay, but for whatever reason, an IPA needs to have body because the hops just you gotta have body when you get into hoppy beers.
Yeah, it just seems
At least in my opinion, I have never had a really sessionable IPA with that low alcohol that I've enjoyed. The Founders All Day IPA is probably the best one I've had, and even that one I don't like.
I agree. You're right. They're just too thin. It's like
too watery. Yeah,
right. It's like somebody said, "Let's go watch Grease," and you said, "Okay." So you went to the movie theater and you went to see Grease, but it was in black and white. And you're like, "Why is this in black and white? I thought it was a color movie. What's going on around here? It's 1978. This is not 1958." So it would just be you feel ripped off.
the only thing that could help it is if we could go back. This beer brought me back to 1996, and while I was there, I could pick up some of those beers you were talking about.
Why is Gary laughing out loud? Ask him.
Why am I laughing out loud? Where at?
That's what Gary just said. He's laughing out loud. I'm wondering why.
Oh, okay.
You have to tell, I guess.
Jeremy's laughing out.
I'm laughing out loud. Yeah.
Oh, why are you laughing out loud?
Because Gary said if he.
Yeah, he said this.
Oh, I got it. Okay, I didn't.
Actually, Newport is the #1 selling menthol cigarette brand in the United States. But don't say cigarettes because that's terrible. We're
under threat now from all this vaping stuff and all the stuff in the news now about vaping being dangerous.
Yeah, I know that.
Down.
Right. I think we'll all agree that we are all.
I'll stick to harming my body with this stuff.
We're all neo-Puritans, and we want to demand.
Alcohol is my method of.
Yeah, that's my method of killing myself. We're all gonna die,
I think I would just like to use the power of government to control other people. All right, now, to make the world a better place. Now, what do you score, John and Neil?
All right. Well, I really like this. You guys, if you can get this and you like pumpkin beers, it's definitely one to try. It's one of the better ones. The only two, honestly, that I think are better than this are the Pumpkin and the Pumpkin Rum Barrel Aged, both by Southern Tier. But this one is up there. I'm going to go with a 97 out of 100.
Ooh.
It's got great bourbon notes, boozy in all the right ways, and it's got that pumpkin pie graham cracker crust thing going on with the pumpkin pie spices, which really sets it over the top. I think it's incredible.
Well, we can't get those people's beers in our area either.
You may, though, if you found the cream ale, the coffee cream ale.
No. I'm saying
Southern Tier he can't get.
I can't get
Southern Tier. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That's all right. To me, the Southern Tiers, those stouts and stuff they do, they're kind of a one and done. They're done real well, but you have one of them. They're so sweet and high in ABV. It's like,
yeah.
It's like I'm just good after one. I don't need more for this season.
I guess it depends. They do make some IPAs that are like pretty good that obviously are not sweet. They're very bitter, but yeah, typically they're very high alcohol and they are very malty, very sweet. So yeah, you really couldn't session any of their beers. So yeah,
man, we used to get back in 2013. Let's say 2012 to 2014. 2012 to 2014, we used to get buku Southern Tier beers, everything, 2X, IPA and all that. But then, like overnight, one day they were all gone. That fast, poof.
That's like what happened with PBR Extra here. It was on the shelves for one day, literally one day, and then I've never seen it again. Which sucks because PBR Extra is the best Pabst beer I think that I may have ever had.
Never got to try it. It never showed up in our area. I look for it every time, and I asked all the local liquor stores, and they said, we don't even know what you're talking about.
I might go to Walmart. I might go to Walmart in Kenner, Louisiana on Saturday and see if they got it, because they're telling me on the website they got it over there. We'll
Is
see.
it that much better than regular PBR?
No, I think PBR is better, but everybody's like trying to chase the whale, because you can't find it. 6.9 is too high for me, but I'm drinking at 8%. But
I wouldn't trust those finders. I mean, if Pabst runs the beer finder as well as they do, their distribution, then you're not going to be, you won't find it.
Yeah, it did work the first time. They said go to this Walmart on Louisiana Highway 49. I went there. There it was. I said, "Oh boy!" My friend David was like in ecstasy. He was like, "Yes, yes." And then
Running through the aisles.
Huh?
Was he running through the aisles saying, "It's here, it's here"?
Yeah, and I was like, I asked him a couple of days later. I said, "How you enjoying the PBR Pabst Blue Ribbon Extra?" He said, "It's gone." I said, "What do you mean it's gone? I'll drink it all." I said, "Oh." And he said, "I'm going to get some more." But then he was so angry. He said, "They don't have it. They don't have it." So he was getting irate.
Especially when they introduce something like that and then it's all gone. All of a sudden they just quit. That's kind of bad.
Yeah, and I wanted to try their coffee beer, but that coffee milk.
Well, I never saw that one at all. They still have the PBR Easy on the shelves at Kroger. It's just sitting there. It's about to expire. Nobody's buying that stuff.
Yeah, I saw singles at Circle K yesterday, gas station, and I said, "I bet your stuff's expired." I didn't even look at the can, but Gary, now Pabst Blue Ribbon, the regular PBR, sells pretty well. Does all right. We're gonna go to the last two scores. Gary Kunkel said, "Anybody ever had Hootapole?" I had Hootapole, but somebody sent it to me. I know it's not the original Hootapole. It was okay. It kind of tasted like a city brewing kind of beer. That's the problem. That people bought all these old brands like Rheingold and Hootapole and etc. And then they get City Brewing to make them. And then you're like, yeah. This is no.
Well, you got the Ballantine. Has anybody had the Ballantine ale?
Sure.
Yeah, that's owned by Pabst now, and it's a pretty good ale. It's a nice hoppy ale, pretty cheap.
Never been available in Alabama or Georgia. To my knowledge, I've never seen it. So
the only place I ever bought Ballantines ale was in the Bronx. When I went to the Bronx, they had it in 12-ounce cans, 16-ounce cans, 24-ounce cans. They had 12-ounce bottles, 22-ounce bomber bottles. They had 40-ounce bottles of Ballantine everywhere on Tremont Avenue, up and down Tremont Avenue. But it seems to me like if you don't go to the Bronx, you can't get it. And I was talking to Lee Poznansky, who used to do beer reviews. Then he came back and then he disappeared again. But he says to me, he lives in Queens. I said, "You know what I mean, the Bronx?" He said, "Oh, I've never been to the Bronx." I said, "You live in New York City. You grew up in Queens. What are you talking about?" He said, "I just never been to the Bronx." I said, "Wow." He said, "Oh, people around here, they don't really leave their borough." I said, "Okay." I don't know if
I've been to the Bronx.
I would hope so.
Well, he's like 20-something years old.
So he needs more time to get more
time to get to the Bronx.
Get to the Bronx.
Takes a while.
I mentioned in my comments Stroh's, which is Detroit beer, which I'm not sure if it's made anymore or not.
Yeah, it's still made, but try finding it.
But it's also fairly poor, so I wouldn't go looking for it.
I'd probably like it if it.
Stroh's fans in the group, okay, that's fine.
Well, no, I've never had it, but I'd like to try it. I did get to finally try Schaefer, courtesy of Ron there, but he got it sent to him from New York, I believe.
Exactly.
Here, but that's one of those iconic Pabst brands that, nobody, about 2% of the population can get.
Yeah, and it's really good, didn't you think?
I I think I gave it like a 97 or 98 when we were reviewing it at your place, but I was so excited to try it. But for an American adjunct lager, it's
that good, huh?
Yeah, we
I will say that.
Freezes you
we
right up.
actually drank it at we actually drank it at David's house, but well, you know, that day we drank more than 2 beers.
Oh no.
David's like he's a pusher when it comes to just like, Ron, drink this. He's just like pushing more alcohol in his face. Ron's like, I probably shouldn't.
And I didn't either. I didn't because they kept saying it was like 5 in the evening. They're like, well, now that we've done the prep,
The pregame is done. Now we're ready for the real party. Woo!
now that we're ready for the real drinking. I was like, what? They said, let's first start off with this Crown Royal bourbon mash. I was like, I'm getting out of here. You know, I'm leaving.
I'm getting out here while I can still leave. Huh?
I didn't even want to try. I wanted to try, but I said, They were drinking it. I said, I ain't drinking it. You know, I have a bottle. John and Millie gave me a bottle as a gift. Thank you, John and Millie.
What?
And I was like, I'll try it one day at my convenience. I'm not. And then they went off to the they down at the 504 Reserve. The night was young. But I thought,
Right. You could see the exuberance in our eyes when we did those reviews later in the evening. I'm sure they're still posted on YouTube. So
you could sort of see that. Hey, but also real fast. Ballantine IPA was good for the 10 minutes. I saw it on the shelves. And the Ballantine Burton IPA, the Ballantine, what you call that? What do you call those things? Barley wine.
Yeah.
That was really dynamite. I bought that in Utica, not Utica, New York, Ithaca, New York. And I gave a bottle to David. I guess he's going to try to save it until it turns solid.
Mm.
I was like, "You gonna ever drink this beer?" I'm gonna drink it. I said, "Yeah, I've heard that before." But he's got a museum, you know. All right, now, all right, Michael, what do you score yours?
Okay, I wish I could give it a higher score because I do like Boulevard a lot, but unfortunately, it's getting an 86, which for me is a straight B, and it's just not, you know. I've been here with this kind of beer before. You really can't taste the 50 IBUs. It's not very bitter either, and I do like bitter. And you really can't taste the bitterness that much. And there's nothing to it more than, you know, your tropical and citrus flavors, which are there. And if that's all they're trying to get, I guess that's what it is. But it's not going to go above into that higher range where, you know, it's really good. It's kind of just good. And that's it.
So it's a good beer, but it's sort of ho-hum.
I wouldn't turn this down if I went to a party and they had all macros and this. I would have this. And I know how much John likes macros and gives them 97s or 98s. I would have this over the macro if that choice came to that. That's me. That's not everybody.
Right. Hey, no, everybody likes what they like. Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
I'd rather have something better though. I'd rather have an IPA that's, you know, 96 or 97. But there aren't that many like that either anymore.
How about you gave the Natty Daddy a higher score than that?
No, I think
No, he gave the Natty Daddy a 79.
I gave that
I'm just joking.
79. But actually, if that hadn't been so cloyingly sweet, it did have some positive thing in it.
Okay.
I think the real good, balanced, natural beer.
Covered the alcohol well, but it did it with sweetness. And when the sweetness gets to the point where you say to yourself, it's just too sweet.
Yeah. I think
the high gravity malt liquor, most people expect that sweetness. So it's more of like not necessarily liking the style versus the beer being of a poor quality.
Yeah, but I think, I agree. But I think the good middle ground natural, because there's a whole natural series. They used to make natural Pilsner, but it's gone. But I think and I never had it. I think the good middle ground natural beer is the natural ice. It's 5.9.
Hey,
It's not
I just
all.
poured one.
Yeah, it's not all.
That's what John's drinking.
Yeah, it's not all super sweet. It has a nice hop bitterness at the end of the sip. It's perfectly balanced. The Natty Daddy is really made for I got to sleep on this park bench tonight. I mean, I don't have to. I could get a job, but I'd rather just sleep. And I'm gonna, I'm gonna get my can, and I'm gonna drink it down. And it's I shouldn't say that, but it's kind of like for people that want the alcohol delivery system thing. You know what I'm saying?
John, a friend of mine gave me a Molson Triple X in a bottle at the beach club on Saturday, and I had it. And I gave it an 80, so I gave that higher than the Natty Daddy.
All right.
Now,
see, I really, that one's only 7.3.
And to me, that one wasn't cloyingly sweet. It was not great, but that's a B- on my scale. But it was a better B- than the B- the Natty Daddy got, because it wasn't sweet.
I'm proud of you, Michael. You know what? Yeah, I give you credit, Michael. Michael is not a macro guy, but at least he's willing to rate them fairly. Most people will be like, "Oh, it's garbage. I'm not gonna," dump it down the drain.
Look, when that Modelo Negra came in second in this one, it was admittedly there were novices in the group, so I can't say whatever. If you'd been there, you might have rated high because it's one you like. But
they're good.
But it's not bad. But
I think the Molson Triple X uses a little better quality hop varieties and a little better malt. I think that's why it's kind of premium malt with it. Premium Hella Stoppenbach.
It's actually labeled. It's one of the only high gravity beers in that category that's actually on the label. It says super premium beer.
But it's no longer brewed in Canada. The one I got was brewed in Fort Worth, Texas.
That is correct. All of the Molson Triple X, to my knowledge, are all brewed in the United States. The only Molson that's brewed in Canada is the Golden. Well, the three main ones, I guess: the Premium, the Golden, and the Ice, I believe.
No, I bought the Golden. I bought my Golden, and it said it was brewed in Golden, Colorado. And I bought the Ice, and it was brewed in America.
Now,
maybe all the ones we get now from Molson are brewed in the U.S. That's
not the Canadian. But you see,
I think it's only brewed in Canada.
Yeah, because Molson, because it's Canadian beer. Molson and Coors merge, you see, so they combine their operations. A lot of Coors beers are brewed in Canada now because of a 50-50 merger. Wasn't a buyout, it's 50-50 merger. Now, Bumpy Road is being so patient, listening to all this jibber jabber, but he's going to give us a score.
Bumpy, you going to give us a 50-point review?
Yes, I actually am. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let all you Honduros give it the score that it should have for the 100. Okay.
Okay.
So just to break this down, and I have to do it because this beer was so strange with how my scoring went, because apparently 6 out of 6 was perfectly fine, beautiful, nice looking ESB type style or premium British ale, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Golden ale, I don't know. 6 out of 6 for that. The aroma was 10 out of 10. I mean, this was it was like Fuller's ESB. It was like any of the ESBs that you've ever smelled. It's exactly they all smell exactly the same. Full of aromas, smell really good, really nice, picking up all the proper notes. The flavor, however, was quite disappointing, and I don't know if it's because of age or what, because there's no bottle date or Best By date on this. I gave it an 11 out of 19 for the flavors. The body was perfectly fine, spot on for the style. 5 out of 5. My overall in this one, I'd much rather have another ESB by another brewery that's a bit cheaper. I can pick up like the Fullers or something for like $2.99, whatever it is, versus spending like $7 to $8 for one bottle. So a 4 out of 10 for my overall on it, which is going to bring this to a 36 out of 50, and that's going to land this in the average range. So that's somewhere in the 70s, probably right for average.
75.
Average, yeah. 75 would be a straight C.
Is that where you think it is, Bumpy? Okay.
Yeah, we can put it right at the 75 range. 75 out of 100.
Okay.
You weren't too thrilled with it.
Don't say
the aromas I was based off style, like I said, it smelled exactly the way it should. So why not give it the full 10? But yeah, the flavors the cardboard is it's not really the best flavor in a beer all the time.
I bet you that beer is old, man. Because when I had some fresh when I had some fresh Robinson's Trooper, it did not taste like any kind of cardboard.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Bad date on that, or
Yeah, I bet it's got a bad. Look, we got stores here, right here in the New Orleans area. If you don't check the dates, you can forget it. They'll have beer that is so old, it'll make you throw up. Like the one I drank from Germany that made me literally get sick.
came over on the ark, right?
Oh, I was so sick that day. I can't tell you. Oh, terrible, horrible experience. And I only drank 4 ounces. 4 ounces. Just think I drank the whole 16.9. Oh man, I was going to the hospital. That was bad. So you see, can old beer make you sick? Made me sick. Made me sick.
There's
All right. Any last comments? So we have an average beer, a sort of good beer, a good beer. So we had an average beer from England, a good beer from Missouri. We had a dynamite beer from Kentucky, right? We had
Whiskey, and it was all.
That's what I'm saying. The beer's from Kentucky.
Yeah.
We had a blah beer from Utah.
Yeah. Watery, too much.
And we had a dynamite beer from different parts of the United States: La Crosse, Wisconsin, Memphis, Tennessee, and other places. Rochester, New York. Backwoods Billy says, "I love hams and Schaefer's." You spelled it wrong, but that's all right. This is not
get it anymore.
It's not a spelling test. But I can get Schaefer Light right there in New Orleans, sir. But can't find them anymore in Del Mar, the Eastern Shore. Pabst has issues keeping up with all labels they own in Pabst itself. They need more breweries. Pabst is a real screwed up company. They make the best macro beer and nobody can get it. It's insanity. Can you guys get the Ham's tall boy cans? Yes, I can, but
those are good. I can get them cheap. If I buy them every time.
But Jimmy, Ham's is unpopular in Louisiana, so 9 times out of 10 it's going to be expired
here.
Ooh, I think you get a better deal than I can get.
At Kroger, yeah, two for 10. So 12 16-ounce cans for $10.
Wow.
Same here. They're
not bad at all. They're really good. What percentage are those? I can't remember.
5.
About 4.6.
Yeah. That's good.
I had Max beer once, Guava Jelly. I have a review on it. Dave Coulter says I miss Lowenbrow. Now, Dr. Dave, Cat Daddy, he loves cats, and I like cats too. I have to admit, I used to have a cat, and I love that cat. Now,
it looks like it's resting right there.
Hey, can I do a little memorabilia section like you did before?
Yeah, in about 29 seconds.
Are you ready?
Back in 1996, I used to drink Lowenbrow and Lowenbrow Dark. Those were the American-made, and I enjoyed them. But then I tried the German-made Lowenbrow around 9 years ago. Woo! It was so good. And I bought it in Manhattan, New York City. Never saw it again. Okay, go ahead, Michael.
Okay. Now, this is going to bring back memories. This is before some of you people's time.
This doesn't have to do anything with mango, does it?
No.
Okay.
Oh, man, I got one of those too.
This is an original Schaefer pop top can.
Oh, my goodness.
Or you had your pull top cans. This is all metal.
Wow.
Michael, that's
that classic tinny taste that you.
No, that's true. That's true. You had to pour this in a glass. If you drank this out of the can, it tasted like metal. It really
it was in a steel can. It wasn't aluminum.
Okay, and this is, just to show you, I don't know what year it is. It doesn't say on the can. F&M Schaefer Brewing, New York, New York, Albany, New York, and Baltimore, Maryland. So, Jay, will that tell you what year it was? Can you tell from your experience what year this was?
If it's a pre-pop top, it's probably from the 1960s. It could be around 1963. I know the company got bought out in 1981. They were an independent company until 81, and then the next year Schlitz got bought out. So the 1980s when everybody was getting bought out. Here is mine. I bought this at a trade show, one of these collector shows.
So you have a Schaefer can too.
Yeah,
I've got a 2019 can in the other room from, but never. Wow, so that's a little different. That's not the
no, mine's a pull tab.
He has a
pull tab.
Pull tab. So mine's probably from around 19, and it feels like it's aluminum. So mine might be from around 1980.
Yeah.
1980. It's not steel. Okay, so we're gonna end this hangout. Mabel, bring back Black Label. Well, John and Neely could tell you about Black Label, but
Michael had those. He had the kind of cans you couldn't run over with the big old trucks, and they wouldn't even crush them. It would tear a truck up if they tried to run over one.
By the way, I do like Jenny Cream. That's a macro. I like it.
that might be the best macro beer on the market, actually.
We found a macro beer that
I have good taste when it comes.
Genesee Cream Ale might be the best macro beer on the market, I have to say.
It's up there, yeah.
I gave it an 85.
wow.
And that's high for a macro for me. That's a B.
A B. Darrell Lee says, a B. Well, that's fair. Darrell Lee says, remember the old commercials from the late 70s, Let It Be Low and Brow? Tonight is kind of special.
Darrell is a St. Louis Cardinal fan by his moniker.
Yeah. He used to say that on the commercial for Low and Brow. Tonight is kind of special. So we're drinking. My grandfather used to fuss about Low and Brow, though. He was always fussing about Low and Brow. My grandfather, who died 3 years ago at age 96, would say, "Oh, Low and Brow, Miller ruined it," because he remembered the German Low and Brow.
It was much better.
Yeah, he would say, "I hate that Miller Low and Brow. That's terrible." And I would tell him, I said, "I drank the Low and Brow dark. It tastes pretty good to me." He said, "Well, if you ever drink the German, you'll change your mind." Well, I did drink the German.
He's right.
And it was way better, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to close this out. Last comments, you got just a few seconds.
Jay, Stout Sunday, are you on or off?
Unfortunately, I'm probably off.
Okay.
Because of various things.
That's all right. There will definitely be another Stout Sunday. And my last comment, Ron, you had a cranberry beer tonight, so I'm going to review this in the next day or two. Limited edition for the holidays, so get it while you can, folks.
my last comment tonight is, John, are you going to be joining Alex the Bearmaster on the Fruit Fridays ice cream?
Well, what is the thing? What is the?
It's an ice cream theme one.
Oh, I don't like cream.
What is it?
I'm not eating ice cream. I'm not eating ice cream.
Ice cream. I will try to join. Yes, I will try to join.
If you did those at 11 in the morning, I would join. You know.
I'm just saying, when you see my ice cream, if you don't have the ice cream I have, you're going to be jealous.
Is it Breyers? All right. Here we're closing out. We're closing out. So here we go.
Don't think you can persuade me with appeals to my intellectual vanity. I don't think I'll persuade you at all. You'll either do it or you won't. Besides, you have Dr. Bloom working on it. He's the best. Do you have the file with you? Yes. Let me have them and I might consider it. No. Dream much, Will. Bye, Dr. Doctor.
All right. And that's that.
Craig Swenson's